YouTube, new family, what is going on? Daniel here, another video for the channel. Making this on my 42nd hour, almost 43rd hour of my fast. I'm doing 48 hours. I was also about to read the Bible, which I do every morning, Holy Bible. But I need to make a video. I'm doing this actually on a phone holder that you use like when you're maybe eating or doing whatever it is. My tripod, I believe I left at the gym, but it's crazy how the devil does not want me to speak. It's crazy. I was getting stories of like, no one cares, you're on your fast, you're tired, save it for another day, save it for when you have food, what are you gonna say? And yeah, as I was reflecting, I said, to myself, I need to speak. My gift is speaking, my gift is flowing, my gift is, giving my journey to the world and, saving souls through me saving my own soul. And after the video I watched about, how, and of course it's real, but the reviews you could say, or the tales that people told about their stories of them experiencing it, I know it's a real place. I know it's, we live in this dimension, say the 3D dimension, but there's another dimension that is on earth, that is either heaven or hell. And, both are real. And, this life and those that come close to me, anybody that comes close to me, anybody I meet, whether it's at salsa, whether it's at work or just events that I go to, anybody that gets close to me and follows what I say, not in a cocky way or in a egotistical way, but I just know that the growth I've had and the work I've put in will save anybody, whatever level you're at, because it's all spiritual. It's not something that, I studied or have a course or like a certificate on or a diploma and like saying, oh, I'm a spiritual coach because I've studied this for 2 years. It's me killing my own devils, me letting that demon, not letting that demon really get me, into what he wants, which is feelings. The ego, anybody's ego, your ego, my ego, your neighbor's ego, your mom's ego, it wants a feeling from the world. Your ego wants a feeling from the world. So realize that anytime you're thinking, it is the ego trying to extract a feeling from the world. So let's say you right now are working a job and you're thinking about a business. You think about the feeling of the business and, oh, when I have that business, I can travel and make the money I want and, have this and that. You're not even thinking about the frequency of anything. You can't even think about frequency, but you're just thinking about the feeling of the business. So you could do this for whatever. It could be a business, it could be a relationship, it could be anything physical you can give a feeling to, and the devil uses that to give, the world feelings. It gave me feelings for a long time with women, and every time I thought about women, I would think of the woman and when I'm inside her and, the sex, and, and I can take her here and I can go here and experience this with her, because I was never able to be by myself, so I could, I always had to be with somebody. So I was like, the world is going to see me this way, and the feeling like, when I'm with her and she looks this way, and then I go to an event and the way the guys are going to look at me because she's attractive, and the feeling of that, and the feeling and the feeling and the feeling, all feelings, it's fake. And when you're walking this path, especially me right now, trying to kill the feelings of videos and reels, which I had for a long time, I made another video about this. It's just another feeling. It's just another feeling. Everything is a feeling, when you're thinking about it and, trying to create like a vision around it, or, just thinking about anything is a feeling. It's a feeling that the devil wants. It uses, feelings through your thinking, through whatever vision it gives you. It could be a good feel. It could be like something good as well. Like you're thinking about saving kittens from a tree, or you're thinking about giving to a charity or building your own fundraiser or whatever it is. But the feeling of it is like, oh, the people, what they're going to say, and like the money I'm going to make, and the feeling, and it's fake. And it's hard to remove that programming, even for me. Like I said, the feeling I got from videos and reels, I never knew the seriousness of it, but it's serious, and that is why I'm killing, it in all areas. I removed my Instagram from my phone. I removed TikTok. I just upload now on YouTube and Rumble. And, even that, the faith of doing that is massive, because, how am I going to build a coaching or have people reach out to me, or, help people if I don't have Instagram? But I'm leaving it up to Jesus, Yeshua, God, the Holy Spirit. And I simply just make the choices the Spirit, knows it needs. It knows it needs this because I've had this control. The devil's had this control over me for a long time, and it's fake. I have to just put in the work and remove those things, and anything that you have has control over you is the devil. You're giving your power to the devil and the demon that is literally assigned to you to bring you to hell. And yeah, it's fake. So, even the thought I was thinking about, the things I was thinking about this, and like the feeling I gave it to it, and like no one's gonna listen, and this and that, it does not matter. The world will see this when it's time for them to see this. Those in ego and those that live for the world and live for that feeling of this and that and doing things for feelings will never feel or understand this video, because this video is a frequency, and you have to feel it. It's not a feeling I'm trying to give you with me making you think about something so you feel all this. And I'm literally telling you how it is, how I've gone from escaping my life with women until 6 a.m. to reading the Bible, waking up before 5 a.m. every day, giving wisdom, speaking, helping others around me. The way I grow, training every day, tracking macros, no vices as well, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no alcohol, no gambling, no porn, no masturbation, whatever vice, there's no vice. And it's crazy to, realize and look at that and say, I have no vices, but it's true, there's no vices. There's nothing I'm doing. Even, the reels and the videos were my vice. For a long time, I would just get lost in that, and the movies and the TV shows and the feeling of that, and that could be me and me watching that, and, just trying to put yourself in that position. Your mind is trying to do that. The devil's trying to do that to give you a feeling. It's all a feeling. It's all a show. It's fake. Think about the things, or reflect on it. Don't think about it, but reflect on the things that you once thought about and give such a feeling to, of like, oh, I'm gonna have this one day, and the feeling that's gonna give me, and the feeling is fake. The feeling is never what actually happens. I've had that for many times with women in the past, and it's not a feeling. It's like, it's either you get frequency from it or you don't. The flesh is just the flesh. You can speak with somebody, but if you're not getting frequency from that soul, that spirit, then it's not really for you. It could be a nice person, they could be really nice and say the right things and make you feel good, but the frequency is what speaks, the connection. And the soul connects with the soul, it doesn't connect with the flesh. I've connected so much flesh in my life, it's crazy, and I don't remember any of it. It's all blur, it's all fake. What I remember is like when my soul gives you that like energy, it's like, wow, like, just almost like flicks it a bit, maybe like a little, like wakes it up, because, when you're just chasing flesh, you're spiritually dead. So, sometimes something happens. It could be, just God presenting himself through a person, through maybe music, through anything that happens. It just kind of gives your soul a little flick. You're like, oh wow, like, what is that? Like crazy. But then you're like, oh, and you just ignore it and then go back to chasing flesh. But the world is flesh, the world is ego. Like I said, the world is chasing feelings, and this lifestyle, the 0.1% lifestyle, really removing the ego and the feelings is not something anybody can do. It's for the chosen. It's for those that want to dedicate themselves to being better in all areas. And that is the coaching that we do. And that is, what I'm chosen to do, from someone that was escaping in all areas with feelings to now someone that's, removing the feelings in all areas and, not escaping, but literally living through frequency and attracting through frequency and enjoying life through frequency. It's the hardest path. It's the path of the 1%, 0.01%, because no one lives this way or understands this. People believe that if you just read the Bible and, just don't do what's in the Bible and just follow the rules, that it's your path to heaven. But really it's removing the ego, because the ego is going to sell you feelings. You can be someone that follows the Bible, but on the weekend, you may be escaping clubs or, the world, the flesh. And it's never going to give you eternity, because the devil is using the flesh, is using the world around you to give you, like I said, once again, a feeling. It's fake. What's real is frequency. So if you're doing, vices or having vices, the frequency of that vice, the drinking or the smoking or the drugs or the alcohol, is what is real. The feeling that you are giving it is fake. Whether it's, a bad feeling or, well, the bad feeling is real. It's your Holy Spirit trying to remove you away from it. But that good feeling you're giving it of like, oh, when I take the drugs and the girls and the sex, and it's fake. You put 10 people in a room and put alcohol in front of all those 10 people. All those 10 people give a different feeling. Unless you train yourself not to give it a feeling, you feel the frequency. But everyone gives it a feeling, either based off a story they have. So, everyone has a relationship with vices, with alcohol, with drugs. Maybe you don't, and you don't give it a feeling. You're just like, nah, it's not for me, because you just feel the frequency of it. But if you have a relationship with it, you give it a feeling of like, oh, maybe you go back to a time when you were doing it, or now because you have an addiction to it and you can't stop. Anybody that drinks and says they're not addicted, but they can't stop the next day for the rest of their life, is unfortunately addicted, and it's a vice. You're addicted to the feeling of it. Maybe you're not addicted to the alcohol, because no one likes alcohol per se, but the feeling it's giving you is what you're addicted to. So you have to remove the addiction to feelings. It's real, like I said, it's spiritual, and there's no therapist or no person, unless, say me, they've done the work and understand what is real, what's frequency, what's a feeling, can remove you from that. But no worldly thing is going to remove you from that. No one on, Instagram or whatever it is. Has to be someone that is putting in the work every day to remove their own, addictions to feelings. Mine right now is reels. I remove the addiction to, the feeling of porn, the feeling of, masturbating, the feeling of women, of the lust of women, the feeling of, any drugs I was taking, the feeling of house music. I used to give this feeling to house music and the festival and all the country I'm in and the girl, and I killed all of that. It's crazy. I was trying to listen to music the other day, last night when I was coming back from a, you could say a spa day. Did like sunbed and a bunch of different things. But I was trying to listen to the music. I'm like, I listened to this? Like, I got energy from this. I got a feeling from this. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, very few things will give you frequency once you realize it's a frequency game. But like I said, the work we do, the work I continuously do on myself to help you guys grow, because the more I grow, the more you that, get close to me and you can say follow the path, grow as well. And that's what the coaching is. I make sure I allow myself and get connected as much as I can to the Holy Spirit, Yeshua and Jesus and God. And I give you the steps to kill those feelings, because the world, like I said, is addicted to feelings. Everyone is addicted to feelings. It's a programming you have. You believe that thinking is real, and you believe that what's in your head and that feeling behind it is real, but it's fake. Frequency is real. Your feeling you give to alcohol and drugs, and it's fake. The frequency of alcohol is real. The feeling you give to alcohol is fake. So the frequency of alcohol is here, but the feeling you're giving it is here. So you believe alcohol is this. When I drink, there's nothing bad, because the feeling I get, and I can escape and, forget everything and, have an excuse to sleep with people and, be who I really am. And the music you hear behind it of like, when I'm, I don't want to swear anymore, crazy, it's the growth I've had. But the weekend song, when I'm effed up, that's the real me. When I'm not sober, that's who I am. No, it's the devil. The devil is working through you when you're not sober. The devil is giving you a feeling, which, he's using you as a vessel to, escape in feelings. So you're drinking the alcohol, you get a feeling from it. Then you meet somebody, the feeling of sleeping with them and like the kissing them and, the feeling of being in a relationship with them and the feeling of going here with them and the feeling of doing this with them and the feeling of, showing the world them and, this and feelings and this and feelings fake. It's all fake. What's real is frequency. When you look at something like the Bible and you're reading it and you're like, Crazy. New Testament, right now I'm on Matthew 28. I'm not giving a feeling to the Bible. I'm just like, okay, I read it. Crazy. Like you get that frequency from it. Like it speaks to your soul. That is real. I'm not giving a feeling to like, oh, the Bible and words going to take me in life, and I can show the world with the Bible and the feeling of the Bible. It's like, no, I read the Bible for frequency. I write in this notebook every day, my reflections of reading the Bible. I have everything. Crazy. It feels like this thing's never like, it never ends, even though it's such a small book. It's like I keep writing it. I'm like, how does it fit all this stuff? But it's all verses. It's all things to reflect on. It's all gratitude for having this understanding and this wisdom. But like I said, it's not something it's not the ego. It's something that, like I said, remove the ego to realize what is real, what is frequency, what is a feeling. And I didn't realize that the videos and the reels were a feeling that the devil was giving me, or didn't realize how serious it was, and now I do. And even that I'm going to kill, so that's my next level. And then I just keep killing whatever's giving me a feeling. So it's a beautiful life. It sounds boring, if you're living in the flesh. You're like, oh, where's the fun? Where's the girls and the party? And that's low frequency. Depending on the person you meet, of course, women aren't low frequency, but the feeling you give to meeting women is low frequency. It's fake. Women are women. They're soul, they're spirit. Some are connected, some are close to their spirit, some aren't. But that's their own path. But the feeling you give to every woman because of the flesh and their boobs and how they look and their ass and their face and their eyes maybe, and the body, and does she have abs, and it's a feeling. It's fake. The person is a soul, it's a spirit. The body's just a vessel, it's a temple. So if they take care of it, perfect. It shows a lot about them. But what matters is their soul, the spirit. Do you connect with their frequency and their soul, not the flesh? The feeling of the flesh is fake. You can connect with all flesh. If it's a little bit, you can find something in any flesh if you live for feelings. Like, oh, she's not that pretty, but the way she looks, and yeah, maybe I can go for that. And you just stick your friend inside her, and you believe that's real. It's fake. It's a feeling. But anyways, I have to go do my Bible study, and also have to go train as well. I have a bit of an injury in the shoulder, so I'm gonna see what I can do, but it's perfect. And then I'm breaking my fast as well. It's 48 hours, maybe even 45, depending on what I have to do, because I have a day of salsa ahead, and also a party afterwards, a birthday party. But I'm gonna go for a bit and do salsa after. So it's perfect, and grateful I get to do these videos. And anybody wants to connect with me, you have my WhatsApp that I'll put below. For now, my Instagram is still active, but I don't have the app. So it's just to kill those feelings. And yeah, we just keep growing. We're putting our faith in Jesus and what is real, frequency, and not feelings, because that's what the devil sells you. So God bless. Hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe if you do. Comment below as well what you got from the video. And we keep growing. We keep making the right decisions, as hard as it is, because it's the hardest path, is the 0.01% lifestyle. But we keep showing up and giving faith to the world with how we grow. So God bless. Love you guys. And as always, until next time, I have faith in you, your soul, your spirit, and keep killing it.